I've got Mufti Isla also with us, and we've got pictures where sniffer dogs have been now onboarded onto the helicopters, and they're being taken down river where they will be employed to try and sniff out. Like Tejinder was saying, there are 2 or 3 locations where the army believes there could be a concentration of either bodies or survivors who may be buried under the rubble or stuck in the rubble, and they should be brought out. So, Mufti, take us through what you are seeing. A lot of helicopter sorties, but the army is also upping the rescue efforts. Oh, there's one more right behind you right now.
Absolutely, and you know, when one is there already, the Pavanans, which some time back went towards the cave, what it is bringing, let's take a look. Meanwhile, as it, you know, stops, let me give you some kind of a description of this area. This is the Neelgrath area where you have large number of airstrips where these choppers do take off and hover in the sky. And what is happening this time around is that you will clearly see some action. There are those 2 people, in fact 2 stretchers with those army men who are running towards the chopper. There's some kind of a casualty or injured people who will be put on those stretchers. The chopper has brought this. In fact, I see a lady now coming down. Bashir is going to zoom towards that, and she's being helped, and she will she's being taken by those army chaps, and clearly on the other side those 2 stretchers have moved. You'll also see that stretcher where those people have been put. In fact, some have decided to walk on their own, which means that injuries are not very grievous. But yes, that evacuation is in fact taking place, and it's taking place since last 5 hours, since the weather is holding up. It's not raining, and which is a kind of a good sign, and it really energizes the army and soldiers out there who work since last 24 hours or so to really carry out those rescue missions. Along with them, you're right in suggesting not only humans, the canine force is also there, the dog squad, in fact hundreds of them who are sniffing out and in fact giving locations. Tejinder was some time back talking about 3 locations which are being now concentrated on, focused on, where more searches would really be carried. Also some visuals where now army as well as NDRF, SDRF are looking downstream for bodies, and in fact some time back they did find one body in that stream near Sangam, which is some 5 kilometers away. As we speak, Anand, you will see the helicopters not really stopping, but seems that they're going to take another sortie towards the cave. This is a bigger chopper, the Pavanans. You'll also see 3 choppers, the Chetaks, which are smaller in size, but they have also been used since morning, and in fact I've seen hundreds of sorties really being taken place since last 5 or 6 years, 6 hours, and weather has been extremely kind today. Perhaps people's prayers being answered that weather should be extremely good so that the rescue missions would reach culmination. The GOC of 15 Corps, General Ahuja, did say that it's going to take 24 to 30 hours if weather really holds, and that gives really ample time for the soldiers, some 500 to 1,000 who are working day in and day out to bring out those casualties, or for that matter people who survive. As we speak, Anand, you'll clearly see now the chopper will go up, go into the skies again, and perhaps go to the cave shrine and around to bring in more people. Already we know that 15,000 people had been evacuated after that cloudburst. There it goes up as we speak. We will try to stick to the pictures because this is kind of the rigmarole that Army, BSF, CRPF, ITBP, you name all of them, because you need to name them. The mountain, the mountain rescue team of Jammu and Kashmir, all have really been working in tandem to carry out that rescue mission out there in a cave. And we're talking not in planes. This is happening at a place which is 12,000 to 13,000 feet, of altitude. And there, these people are working where there is logistic difficulty, where weather is unpredictable. One moment the weather is good, another moment the weather is not good. And the weather here at this particular point in Neelgrath is quite opposite to what happens in the hills. Hills have different kind of a weather. Yeah. So you know, if people think that it's sunny out there and it's not raining there, and perhaps it is all fine up in the hills, they will be wrong,
Well,
because
and
weather changes extremely very quickly there, and clearly in these times the soldiers and other allied agencies working extremely hard to really evacuate those people, bring down the injured, and take them to different hospitals.
right,
Anand.
right. Mufti, just stay on with us. Great job done there, and there's dramatic visuals. You know, we really have to salute everybody who's been tirelessly working. So not just our team down on ground, including our VJs, our reporters, but also with the rescue operations. Imagine the number of sorties that pilot operating that helicopter would have made, and it's relentless. There's no rest, and the weather keeps changing. Within that valley, as you fly between mountains, it's not easy. And now we've got the canine, the dog squad also employed. People are now searching through the rivers to see. And the canine, if you see to the right of your screen, ladies and gentlemen, he's actually sniffed something. And that's why not wanting to move. So now we'll have to see whether or not what is it that they've been able to sniff out. There seems to be a huge amount of water, soil and rubble there. But there you go, not wanting to budge from that place. And once they've sniffed out something there, we have to see what they find out. Tejinder is with us. We also have Mufti Islah continuing to stay with us live. Mufti, let me just ask you, this is a relentless non-stop sortie that we are seeing. Does that mean that there are a fair number of people who are still stuck in the upper reaches? What is the update on how many people are stuck in the upper reaches? Because there is a heavy cloud cover in the hills.
You know, if you believe the GOCO of 15 Corps, he has told CNN News 18 that there are at least 25 to 30 people who are stuck in the mud, perhaps buried in the mud also. The slush which poured when that flash flood occurred out there post the cloud burst. But yes, other agencies are estimating that 40 to 50 people are missing. And now, you know, earlier they used to search that area towards the left and right and center of that particular area where the langars and tentages were set up. But now they're looking also downstream into the waters also. They're poking sticks into the water, seeing that if they could fish any body or any survivor who could be there. And that kind of is complicated because this is a very tardy job. It is really going to take some time, because what is also happening on the ground is that this concrete has solidified. And you will see since yesterday, those army people, those people from NDRF really striking the ground very hard. Their shovels, their spades which they're using, they're digging up. The GOC also said that we need to dig large area to really find those bodies. And that really is going to take time, because there's no logistics. You can't take earth movers out there in those mountains, because I talked about the height also. So whether they're going to find some kind of an equipment where they are able to quickly dug those areas, that remains to be seen. But as of now,
Mufti,
it's manual job. People there who are digging, and that's going to take time, Anand.
Yes, it is, and they have to be careful, because we do not know who's stuck there, and they have a list of people who they are looking for, and they want to recover and look for every single missing person. So that's the mission over the next 24 to 36 hours before they hope to resume the Yatra Monday morning. More updates coming through.